Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Habitual Line Crosser. Knox, every time I start talking, come on, dude, come on. You want to say hi to everybody? Speak. Oh boy, okay, all right. He's warning us about oh man, hold on, I gotta grab cookies for them. So, Sister Line Crosser was supposed to be here tonight. She was unable to make it. If you didn't read the description, it's okay. There's really no other way to say it, was recently on Tuesday involved in a motorcycle accident. She was riding her bike. She's alive. She's okay. She just got out of the ICU this evening. She's had a couple of surgeries. It's going to be a long road to recovery, but yeah, we're glad she's still with us. But so if you want to spread some positivity in here and give her some kind words of encouragement, I told her that make sure she's aware that I'm streaming, and then she can either read in here or she can watch it on playback and see what you guys say. So I'm glad that she's okay. But yeah, it's gonna be a long road to recovery. But yeah, it kind of sucks that she wasn't able to be here, but I totally understand. Like it's not like she missed a flight. This is significant. Coffer, how's it going? It is it's going, man. It's been a week. It's been a week. To say the least. I know you sent that before I started spouting things, so it's okay. I'm not mad about anything, but yeah, we got everything covered. We're just taking it day by day. So yeah, it sucks. When it happened, I probably got maybe an hour or two of sleep that night. My mom called me in tears at like 11 o'clock at night when I found out about it. So she's okay. She's up. She's conscious. The last couple days she doesn't really remember much of. She has a concussion, broken bones. So yeah, she's again, she needs to heal up so that way I can kill her. No, I was kidding. I love you, sis. When you watch this, I'm really tired of getting late night phone calls like that. Speedy recovery. What's her favorite aircraft? I don't know if she has one. I've never really asked. I really should do that. She did play in one of my older videos, a Sea Stallion. So maybe that one. Hope your sister get better, man. Praise to the family. Thank you so much, Coffer. I really appreciate it, man, and I know she does as well. Invest in getting a weighted blanket. I have one. They are absolute money. I will tell you, I will raise you one. This is not a sponsorship. I'm not sponsored by these guys. This is nothing to do with anything, but I went out and I bought a purple pillow from the Purple Company, and the king size pillows are like $200 a piece. So I was like, this pillow better be fucking worth it. Absolutely it is. Phenomenal, man. Fucking phenomenal. I love it. Is this the Navy one? If so, she's got good insurance. Yes, it's the Navy one. So just got here. What happened? My little sister was involved in a motorcycle accident on Tuesday, so she just got out of the ICU. She's still with us, So any words of encouragement? She's going to rewatch this stream later on, and I guess thoughts and prayers type deal. So we do really appreciate it. I didn't tell y'all sooner because I wanted to abide by her wishes, but she's like, yeah, go ahead and tell people. She likes the attention. So. We need an HLC Purple Pillow affiliate code. Yeah, I know, right? I'd love to, but I can't really say that I'm with them because I have a purple pillow and a ghost bed. The ghost bed, 10 out of 10 recommend. Purple pillow, 10 out of 10 recommend. And the fucking weighted blanket, 10 out of 10 recommend. Those three things, I'm like a human burrito. I don't ever want to get out of that goddamn bed. Me and mine, seed her lords. I know the pain, lost two brothers here apart from each other. Yeah, you and me both, man. I appreciate the kind words, Sean. Whoa. Oh, HLC sis, get a weighted blanket. Okay, my bad. Right now, she can't really walk or use her hands very much. A lot of people are trying to text her and stuff like that, and she can't really text back, so she's really on phone calls right now. Can't really use her hands. So it's gonna be some time. But yeah, what the dog doing? Well, I don't know how long you've been here before, but Knox seems to think that he is a small dog. So he does the whole if it fits, it sits type deal, and he tries to fit in the smallest bog bed he possibly can. Praying for your little sis and family, dude. God willing, trouble passes soon. Bro, I couldn't agree with you more. You like your purple bed? I don't have a purple bed, but the purple pillow is absolute money. Sis call stream. Tell you what. All right, we'll see. Hold on. No, actually, I can't do that. She's sleeping right now. I would call her, but I just got off the phone with her a little while ago, and she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to bed." She's pretty exhausted, understandably. But yeah, I'll leave her be for right now. I was miss riding. Been a long time. I love riding. I love riding my motorcycle. I just don't trust anybody who's out there on the road. I really don't. I assume every person is trying to kill me. Next.
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
When she gets better, take her out on a nice dinner. To a speedy recovery.
I absolutely will. I plan on going up to where she's at. I don't know if it's going to be before or after my hip surgery. Yeah. So I have my own hip surgery coming up. So that's fun. Cabby, Texas, thank you so much as well. Do you think the military is going to restore the MAVNI program? I'm not familiar with the MAVNI program. Turn it up to the Moy mud bogs with my truck. Oh, dude, I'd never been to a real mud bog. I'd love to. One time in my life, just to go watch. Polish Mark 48. I'd kept torpedoes. Those damn beavers. I honestly had to find something funny for the news for that last video because, guys, the world's going to shit. Like I have to get a video ready for tomorrow. I was gonna come up here and do it, but I just didn't have time. Figured I'd just stream early, and then after that I'll take care of it on top of the 9,000 other fucking things I have to do. I'd like to play some video games this weekend, but I don't think I'll have time for that either. Love the missiletism segment. Got any more of that? Also, did you know the French Aster missile can sidestep during flight? What? Hold on. I'm gonna write down the Aster missile. Why did that not write? Now, how do I word this? I know missiles can do that. That's I have to make sure I don't get in trouble. I know missiles are capable of doing that, and they've been doing that for a long time to avoid air defense. There are things we do to combat that. Can't exactly say what. They're a lot simpler than you might think. But I have known that is a capability, so.
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
The Reaper's Grim. I did. Yeah, I mentioned that 2 videos ago. I don't know. I mentioned it recently. This whole week has been like a blur, my dude. Did America just join the war directly? Did the kid just eat? I have no idea. Here's the thing. You know, a lot of people ask me, like, has the kid eaten? Is the kid going in? If we're sending in F-22s, it's to send a message. Like, that's the only reason, or it's all out war. But the only reason you would send in F-22s is to completely, like, I am going to hurt your feelings in a way you've never heard of. Stream my surgery? Yeah, right? I want to know what Franklin read. You can't. You know, it's all hidden. Hope she has a speedy recovery. Thank you so much, man. Getting old sucks, bro. You ain't kidding. Glad to hear she's still alive. May she have a speedy recovery. Jesus, still have a plan for other topic. Address the Franklin CIA scandal. Everybody, so this is the thing. When I did the video about the kid with the intercept, and that he, you know, they neuralized him or whatever, I was like, wouldn't it be cool if Franklin was a CIA handler? So like I created this whole storyline in my brain. I don't even know where it's going to end up. I'll be totally honest with you. I don't even personally know. Have I heard that song by SM Mike Soxtrot? The Kids Got You. Yes, I reposted it on Twitter. That shit goes hard. He just put it on iTunes and Spotify and like everywhere you're gonna stream music. Yeah, The Kids Got You. I never in a million years thought that my videos would inspire somebody to make a song like that. Like it's so fucking cool. HLC certified for, oh, absolutely. Is it HLC certified for public consumption? 100%. Love the video. or love the song, man. I may use it. I may reach out to him and maybe like use it in some videos. I don't know. Especially if the kid does something. Hey man, really hoping your sister makes a full recovery. When she's fully recovered, she needs to be on stream. Absolutely, you need to do something for her. It's all in the works. Trust me. I appreciate all the support we've gotten from you guys. I really do. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up here. Thoughts on the M1E3? I'm not familiar with that, Katie. I'm sorry. I haven't had any time to do really any research at all. I'm still trying to catch up on the news. I'm trying to figure out who's bombing who today. I think Israel invaded southern Lebanon. Iran's still pissed. The U.S. and the Brits, even though the Brits deny it, bombed the Houthis again. I don't know what the hell's going on over there. Like, it's debauchery, shenanigans, tomfoolery, whatever weird word you want to use for it. It's just crazy. Streaming me through the speakers at work. Everybody at work. If you're working where Bryce Winders is right now, especially if you're in management, he needs a pay raise. And if he doesn't have full benefits, he needs those as well. I got you, Bryce. I got you. Let me see. What is up? What is up? Sorry. May your sister recover quickly. Thank you so much. Exonimus. Did you guys know that HLC is a little or a lot of bit dyslexic? Very, very possible. Line crossers, 1, death 0. Line crossers are up a lot more. This is the thing. We're in our invincible era. I don't know why. And this is just being totally frank with you. My family, we don't die between ages of 3 and 55. Like, it's always like we barely survive or it barely misses us. Like my dad has been in the hospital from a motorcycle crash. My brother has been in the hospital from multiple motorcycle crashes. My little sister now with her motorcycle crash. I mean, we're talking car wrecks, like the worst shit imaginable. And we always just skate by. But once I hit 55, it's like Final Destination, man. For some reason, there's a lot of SIDS in my family. Sudden infant death syndrome. And then there's a lot of like deaths around 55 and up. That's like, but in that timeline, we're fucking invincible. If my sister watches this, you're not fucking invincible. Be safer. Nicholas, thank you so much. Best wishes to your sister. Part of me wonders if the kid will become a glutton when he first intercepts. I don't know what he's gonna do. Like, and I hope that my biggest hope for the whole thing is if the kid gets an interception, is that I can deliver a product to you guys that makes you happy. Like that's where my brain's at. I tell you, when I switch to that widescreen thing, which I can't do all the time, I will do it as much as I can. It does take a lot of extra time. I'm thinking like 3-4 times a month, maybe. I mean, right now we're going to start out with 2 because it does take me a lot of time until I learn everything. Once I get that down, like before that first video launched, I was shitting bricks. I was like, it's too different. It's too weird. I don't know if people are going to like it. Fucking, they're going to hate it. Like I always like, that's my drug, is like seeing you guys happy with what I made. And when it dropped, and I saw like, wow, I love this. This is great. You know, you're innovating and like all the positivity. I like called the fat electrician. I was like, bro, they fucking love it. He's like, they love what, dude? Like he didn't even know what was going on. I was texting Eli Double Tap. I was like, bro, it's cooking. They're doing great. They love it. And I was so excited, man. I was so excited, but I was shitting bricks like the hours before that thing went live. And then when it went live, like I had this like lump in my throat. Like, oh God, I was like refreshing the comments. Like, please, for the love of God, please don't fucking hate it. I want to deliver you guys something good. Luke, thank you so much. I got to get caught up here. There was a couple of them that I missed. There we go. I'll admit, I thought Franklin was really dumb at the beginning, but the alien cover-up arc got me turned on to him. Gives the kid something to do. I had to find a way to keep the kid involved. Like, they love it, man. Patriot Alpha, have an idea for an air defense system and wanted your input. The C-RAM as a quad rig. Interesting you would say that, Patriot Alpha. Here's some air defense history for you. The M45 quad mount, which was 450 cals, capable of each one like 600 rounds a minute or something like that. I don't even remember. They had 500 round drums. And they had them originally on half tracks, which weigh a lot and it's hard to move tracks. Makes sense. Then they put them on deuce and a halves. The Marine Corps did this. Did you know when that thing is stopped with if it's in neutral, no parking brake set, and you fire those 450 cals off the back of that truck, you can drive it at 15 miles an hour. I don't know what the recoil is on a 20 millimeter Gatling gun. Fuck it, let's build it. Let's just do it. Let's just fucking make it happen. I think it's called lateral thrust system. Oh, and the surface. Oh, and it's a surface to air missile. Okay. So it's kind of like our attitude adjusters on the PAC-3. So around right behind the warhead of a PAC-3, we have these things called attitude adjusters. They're little tiny, they're literally called that. I know my dad's attitude adjuster was a belt, but you know, to each their own. But they're little tiny booster rockets right behind the warhead. Now you can see pictures of a PAC-3 coming out of the canister, and where a PAC-2 will just do a hard turn to climb and then get up to elevation and head towards its target. The PAC-3, you'll actually see, it almost looks like if you don't slow it down, it looks like it's damaged because you'll see a flame come off of the front of it, and that's it blowing those attitude adjusters to turn itself. And there's like, I don't know, 100 and some odd of those on there. And if it has to turn real hard, it'll actually rotate while it's turning to blast off more of them so that it can create the G-force it needs. Kind of a cool thing. You're going to join the Army after high school, Andrew? Hey man, congratulations. It's honestly, there's no limit to how much shit I could say about the Army and how much praise I can give the Army. The military is what you make of it, man. And that's what I want everyone to understand. I am neither for nor against. If it's something you want to do, go fucking do it. But do it well. For some reason, and I'm not saying you, for some reason, people get into the military and they want to half-ass shit. Like they want to be lazy. I don't understand that. Like it doesn't compute in my brain. Ever since I was a kid, it doesn't matter if I'm sweeping a floor or working on a truck. I want to do it 100%. That's just the way that I work. So when people just drag ass and half-ass things, it's the weirdest thing to me. So if you're going to do it, go all in, man. Listen, motorcycles are cool, but have you considered stopping? I have considered stopping, and maybe someday I will. I may trade it in to get like a side-by-side or a quad or something like that so I can go tear up the deserts. 2 pounds for your sister, so the NHS don't steal it. Thank you so much, Damien. I really appreciate it, man. Man, Sister Line Crosser is going to get a very happy welcome. She's going to get... man, she's gonna have one hell of a dinner after you guys are done with this. Dad joke, what do you call a muscular B-52? Oh, dear. Do I want to know? But I'm actually... I do want to know. Did you guys see the B-52 painted with the orange stripes on it? It's like a throwback. Fucking gangster. It looks so good. I love it. I love cool paint schemes on planes. I love it. Everything's BVR nowadays, so like the fact that we don't paint our planes scary as shit doesn't make any sense to me. They're like, well, they need to be camouflaged in the sky. No, they don't. Everyone has radar. Literally, fucking Somalia has radar. I'm not going to expand on that anymore, but I'm just like, they got radar. Everyone has fucking radar nowadays. So how do we get an AIM-174, Buff Voice? Well, you see, mommy has some 6 and daddy have 18. I love it. I love it, Hunter. I love it, man. It's not invincibility. Your family bloodline should just not be on motorcycles. That's fair. I have put down a bike, but it was only at like 5 miles an hour. I was coming to a stop and there was some gravel. Bike came out from under me and I put my foot down on the gravel and I fell. Scratched up the bike a little bit, but I did go down. CIA nugs have microchip trash day propaganda. I'm telling you, someday someone's going to have like a board behind them with all these strings tied to it. And they're like, HLC did this in this video to signal this. And it's going to be like some fucking Da Vinci Code level shit that like, sometimes I say things in videos and I'll be totally honest with you guys. You're like, oh, you mentioned this, like an ode to some random obscure, like anime or something that I've never seen. I just said the same thing as them. Sometimes I put them in there like that, like little tiny tidbits, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes like people will be like, oh, you like this? And I'm like, I'm not going to say I don't, because like I don't want to like, take the wind out of your sails. But I have no idea what you're talking about. Attitude or altitude adjuster? No, it's an attitude adjuster. Like actually attitude, like your attitude. Yeah, 100%. It's an attitude adjuster. Shit, just saw about your sis get well soon, Shippy. Thank you so much, Ken. I appreciate it, man. How to use your, like, the military is the smartest dumb people you'll ever meet. That's, yeah. There's no other way to explain the military. They're the smartest dumb people that exist in the fucking world. Like, it's so strange, man. I had this NCO. I was reading something, but I had this NCO. Good kid. Dumb kid. Really dumb kid. But good kid. When you put him on the system, like in a tactical position, the dude was good. He was hot shit. And this is going to sound really narcissistic, but he was comparable to me and a lot of the great tacticians that I've met in my military career. Like, kid was fucking hot. But I'm pretty sure he has savant syndrome. Because anytime it was anything, it doesn't matter how simple it was outside of that tactical position, it might as well have been written in another language. It always just went terrible. Doesn't matter what it was. It was just absolutely awful. And I'm like, how? How do you fuck up that bad, bro? Like, shit. Ooh, I have a hiccup. My heart goes out to your sister, and I'm so grateful that she's on her way to recovery. Motorcycles are no joke. I hope your surgery goes well also. Thanks for the laughs. Thank you so much, the Bacon Conspiracy. Look, I'm not trying to overshadow your comment here, but I would like to know what the Bacon Conspiracy is. I'm concerned now. Bacon is a staple in my life. CS gas can sometimes cure asthma. Or make it a whole lot worse. That's also a very real possibility. You're awesome. Be careful with lending your feelings to a crowd. You are appreciated. Oh, no, I appreciate it. Edgeabo. That's why, I mean, there's more information that I have, but I'm kind of keeping it, close hold. But I do appreciate you guys looking out, man. 5-star restaurant for us, dude. I'm gonna have to take her to like, what the hell's the name of that place? I went there with my missus. It's one of those Brazilian steakhouses where they like come around with the skewers and just Fogo de Chao. Bro, guys, if you can afford it, go to Fogo de Chao, get done eating, and as soon as you're done, order the tres leches. If you've never had tres leches, it's literally 3 milks. I'm sorry if you're Spanish in here. My pronunciation is probably fucking terrible, but it's cake called 3 milks, and it's like got milk oozing out of it. It's so... I almost took off my clothing and rubbed it all over my naked body. Okay, let me put it to you that way. It was so good. It is so good.
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
Beer, crack open a beer and go read up on that conspiracy. Smiley face.
I'm gonna have to. Now I gotta know what the Bacon Conspiracy. You know what? The Bacon Conspiracy. I'm gonna look it up. It's going on the list. Let me see. When do we get a P-38 Lightning? Well, I will tell you guys, as I'm transitioning out of the military, and I will have a little bit more time on my hands. Wither!
Intercept me? I'd intercept me.
I'm very sorry to hear about your sister. I won't be here long due to me saving up to buy land.
Hey man, fucking don't worry about a thing. Thank you so much for being here. Even if you guys don't donate, I'm sure she's going to appreciate all the kind words. You don't remember, this is the way that I am. My shoulder's a little sore. I went shooting today. You don't have to donate. I just want you guys to watch my videos. Like, that's really all I care about. I've said it 1,000 times. Even if I didn't make any money doing this, I would still do it because I love making people happy. But so you're asking about the P-38 Lightning. So as I'm transitioning out of the military and in the near future, I talked to a certain somebody, and I could be moving to, well, not could be, will be moving well, okay. How do I word this? All of my stuff you get here will still be here. It'll still be ran the same way it is. This other location will have no ads, no ad reads, none of that, and there will be at least once or twice a month some exclusive things there once I get a little bit more time. So it's in the works. A lot of you have brought that up, and it's okay if you don't want to do that. I totally understand. But I'm able to have the left or right limit at this point to start to do that as well. And a lot of people have asked for it, so I'm like, all right, I'm going to give them what they want. Oh, everyone's saying Pepperbox. Everyone's saying Pepperbox. Yeah, it's Pepperbox. I'll be over there soon. We're going to do like an official announcement, but Eli's like, yeah, you can start telling people you're coming over to Pepperbox. Doesn't hurt, doesn't hurt the Pepperbox at all. Hope your sister recovers quickly. It's better go towards a really swanky meal. You hear that, sis? You're getting a real swanky meal. She, I don't know if she's watching right now. She will be watching this on a replay. Lately, I've been torn between Buff and Vermin cohabitating with the kid. Who's the favorite? The Vermin. For a second, I thought you were talking about Vermin Supreme. Like my favorite. Actually, I mean, the kid's always going to have a special place in Buff's heart. You know, it's just the way it is. That, I will tell you, when I started writing this story, those two characters just really meshed. And that's why you see them so often, is because like their friendship, their family dynamic bodes really well. And you guys mention it a lot. So I'm like, all right, well, if that's what they want, I'm going to keep doing that to build that as well. With the 3 milk conspiracy classified. Don't smoke my bacon, Katie. What? What is happening? May God bless her. I wish her a speedy recovery, as do I. Trying to figure out like when me going up there is going to be the most beneficial to her. Because like right now she can't really do much, and I know you always want to see family, but if it would be more beneficial for me to go up there at a later date, then that's the game plan that I'm going with. We're just trying to iron out all the details right now. Next, Fat Files, the bacon conspiracy. Nick is conflicted about making the video. Makes it he loves bacon comment. Wife, new gun in the ad read, and places it on the couch. Tell me I'm wrong. You know, I can text Nick. I will text him after stream and be like, yo, have you heard of the bacon conspiracy? Because I want to look into it first. And if it's the Fat Files, bro, it's going to happen. I didn't say anything about Pepperbox. No, of course. Oh, different Eli. But you know what's funny? So Eli, I've never told this story. Eli once, I've been trying to tell it on the unsub, but I haven't had time. So my brother is also named Eli. I have 4 brothers and 2 sisters. Yeah, my dad couldn't pull out of a driveway. Anyways, so fuck, I'm sorry. That joke even gets me every time. But anyways, so I have a brother named Eli. And Eli, I love him to death. My brother Eli is definitely a fucking ride or die. Eli is absolutely a fucking ride or die. But Eli's good at fighting. He's not very good at winning, okay? My brother's had his ass beat a lot, but I love him to death. And so he gets a lot of new phones because my brother be doing some sketchy shit. He gets a lot of new phones. So every like couple of months I'll get a text, hey, it's Eli. Hey, it's Eli. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Got your new number. I was messaging, this is before I ever went to unsub. I messaged Eli, or Eli messaged me on Instagram, was like, hey, would you like to come down to this podcast we have called the Unsubscribed Podcast? I was like, yeah, absolutely. He's like, can I get your number? Yeah, here you go, dude. And like 4 hours went by and I hadn't heard anything from Eli. I completely spaced it. I was like, ah, cool, I'm going to get to go to unsub. I was actually geeking out, but anyways, and I got a text, hey, this is Eli. The first time I spoke to Eli Double Tap, my response was, oh, good, thanks, fucker. You got a new phone? What'd you get it for this time? Eli's response was, no, this has been my number for like a while. And is that right in when I got that text, I was like, oh my God, I fucked up. Like it was so bad. It was so bad. Oh my God. He laughs about it now, but yeah, that was the first interaction we fucking had. Oh man. Good times. So have you heard about them arresting volunteers trying to help victims in North Carolina? I've not heard about them arresting victims. I have heard about FEMA taking back some of the aid that was given. I don't know all the details. And that's why like I haven't mentioned what's going on in the South. Number one, because there's not really a way to make it funny. Number two, I don't have enough details. So I was on my Twitter and I was like, there was people saying that like, you know, we're not getting the things we need down there and this and that. And then I went to like the websites that publish what they've given. And I'm like, well, it says they've given this many people. This is the resources. This is this is that. This is, you know, I was like, this is a lot of fucking help. And I told people ignorantly that they were wrong. And Twitter went after me. And so I sat there and I was like, you know what? Let me observe. Let me take all this in. And I started like observing like firsthand accounts from people that were out there and what was going on. And I realized I was wrong. And I posted a big, long Twitter thing of like, hey, I am so sorry. Like I misunderstood this situation. I misjudged this situation. So I'm very leery of talking about it at all. But I do want to talk about it. Wither, welcome back.
I'd intercept me.
Sorry to get off topic, but did any other Texan get the blue alert? Seth Altman, count your days for ruining my sleep.
Is that someone running for office right now? I'm not really sure with her, but thank you so much with her. Sorry, I got to get caught up. HLC, hope Sister Line Crosser gets well soon. You're awesome and love your content. Thank you so much, Brick Hick. I really appreciate it, my dude. Scott McGregor, I recognize that name. Hello, fell contaminated water bags. What? Hope everyone is safe and seen. Remember to hydrate and get regular exercise. Any other hygiene? Yeah, I would really like to poo. I don't know what's going on. I'm just probably too much information, but you know, I ain't pooed in a couple of days, so would really like to do that. Get well soon. Yes, I will make sure she's tracking. I hope when she rewatches this. Not much to donate, but I've slightly used wife and kids for sale or trade. Need a new Jeep and ammo. I will let her know that the wife and kids are for trade for ammo, but no, Rogue, you don't have to donate, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Anything you guys are able to do, man. Sister Line Crosser, I'm gonna have to take her. She's gonna have to like go to a resort after tonight, man. Can't wait to see you on Pepperbox, man. Hope your sister recovers quickly. I'm very excited. Man, let me see. Out of a driveway, communism. Oh man. My grandpa suffers from Alzheimer's and he loves watching your videos. He is Grandpa Buff. He feels you get his buff right and is the king of ass whooping. That's awesome, man. You know what's interesting is I had someone reach out to me and they were like, hey, as a B-52 crew member, you have this persona down perfect. They're like, you nail it every single time. They're like, and that makes me feel so good. U.S. troops struck in Syria? I don't know. I haven't seen that. I'd have to look into it. Everyone's still, I'm still at the point where people are laughing about my dad. I'm sorry to hear about your sister, but you're one of my favorite content creators. I'm hooked on the plot of your videos. Now keep it up, man. That's my game plan. I hope that I see you guys all there, and I hope that I can continue to make that many of you happy and laugh. No F1 again this weekend. Sad raptor noises. I'm 30 and really want to join the army because of many reasons. Could use advice. I used to be in the ER. Now I'm a SF adjuster? I'm not sure what that is. Please make a B-21 stealthy crater maker. Oh, you want this? I had that shirt way back when I had a different distributor, but I will talk about bringing back the stealthy US crater maker. I will work on it. So advice is, I would say, go talk to a recruiter, man. Like, this is the thing. People are like, oh, recruiters will lie to you. They really can't. If they like come at you sideways and tell you something that isn't true, they will lose their career. And ain't no one I know can lose their career. Screening was a joke for a show I co-hosted a couple years ago. I'm a butcher and I used to make bacon from time to time. That's it. Oh, okay. I was all about the bacon conspiracy, man. I was like, what are they putting in the bacon? I thought I was about to go full on Alex Jones. They're putting things in the water to make the frickin' frogs gay. Like they're putting things in the bacon. I don't know what they would be putting in the bacon. Oh, man. They're putting things in the bacon that make Muslims not go to their heaven. Or I don't know what it is, their version of heaven. But, I mean, yes, bacon is considered unclean. That's not like a joke about Muslims. That's just like that's a real thing. Yeah. Let me see. Hold on. I was reading it. I got it in two places. What's your thought on the theory of being a Kanzuk, Canadian, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK, eventually USA merging into a mega power over the next 500 years? I could see New Zealand and Australia doing that. I could see maybe the UK and the Canadians doing that. But bro, Americans are stubborn. We are super stubborn. If anything changes, Americans don't like change at all. If they're like, hey, we're going to merge into a great superpower, a mega power, and they're like, all right, cool, let's go down the Bill of Rights. Number 1, freedom of speech. All right, cool, that sounds pretty good. Rule number 2, the right to keep and bear arms. And then somebody from another country be like, I don't really agree with that. And Americans be like, fuck you, I'm out. Like, it's weird. Like, we're very, very stubborn, man. Prayers from outside Offutt Air Force Base. Hey, thank you so much, bro. I'm like trying to pronounce names here. I'm dumb as shit. So thank you, man. I do appreciate it. The Southeast is hurting. It sucks. Definitely an opportunity to introduce chopper characters after you feel comfortable. Yeah, I want to get more understanding of what is going on down there, because the federal government says they're giving these things, but the people on the ground aren't receiving them. And I would like to figure out why. In a world where the Hornet doesn't replace the Intruder and the Tomcat, what would you modernize? What would you do to modernize those airframes? Ooh. The Intruder, I don't really know. The Tomcat, stealth coating, stealth design for the Tomcat. I would really like that. Shorter. It's very long. It's like, it's fucking huge. I would shorten it, increase the power of the engines, like put some more beams up underneath the hood. And I don't know if the swept wing, like if the movable wings would stay. I don't know what the benefit is there aside from being able to fly at slower speeds because you can sweep the wings out. I don't know. And I mean, the radar needs some technology upgrades, not power upgrades, because that's a fucking monster of a radar. But yeah, Katie, Little European Texas is in chat. Where did I see it? I didn't see it. Hospital myself have had a lot that didn't get to walk away from motorcycle. So happy your sister did, man. She was wearing all her gear. I will tell you guys this. She was wearing a full face helmet and was still knocked unconscious and given a concussion. So she hit hard. Like very, very fucking hard. SR-71 Blackbird. I've used that character once. I don't even remember how I portrayed that character. And I should probably bring him back sooner or later. A lot of people want me to. And when I do like spin-offs here and there, like I do when I have time, I want to do like history spin-offs every now and again. And that'll bring in a lot of those historical aircraft. Grams went from B-52 to KC-135 as part of Chrome Dome. No shit. He would have loved your videos. Need a Chrome Dome video. I have brought up Chrome Dome to Nick because that's more his neck of the woods. The logistics superpower that just created Chrome Dome is nuts. Like it's insane. It's funny. Some dude on, you guys are gonna laugh at this. Some dude on Twitter, another fucking Twitter expert. I explained. I was like, because he was like, Ukraine, this, they're losing, Russia, great, whatever. And I was like, well, I mean, let's look at the facts. Like, Ukraine isn't even a top 10 military, wasn't a top 10 military. Russia's been going for 3 years, has taken 20% of the country. They've lost 3,000 tanks. That's visually confirmable. The estimates are as high as 8,000. We don't know that for sure. Ukrainians are saying 8,000 or 9,000. I don't know. The U.S. in 1993, Desert Storm. Iraq was the number 4 military in the world. And in 72 hours, they weren't even the number 1 military in their own country. So like, it's a very different thing there. And I explained, I was like, it's great if you have numbers, but it really doesn't mean much unless you have tactics and logistics. And this guy commented, said that America doesn't have logistics. And I was like, what? The U.S. military is a logistics organization with a hobby in warfighting. Like that was the wildest. I was like, that is a hot take to go after, man. That is insane. That's what. Holy shit! I don't think you understand. Like American military has accidentally ordered shit that regular militaries couldn't get. We just have fuck, man. Oh man. We had an ice cream barge in World War II. We have enough logistics. Exactly. Like, I will let people take a lot of hard stances on anything, but when he said we didn't have any logistics, I was like, you're the dumbest human alive. You are the most stupid fucking thing I've ever met in my life. You would have been able to say China has comparable logistics to the US and it would have been more believable than that statement. Like, that was the hottest take I've ever heard. Okay, weird, all right. Thanks for the shout out on Z for the kids song. Oh, hey, yes, SF Mike Foxtrot, bro. That you worked really hard on that fucking song. That shit turned out amazing. Or on X, you meant X. It's okay. I fat finger shit too, homie. But yes, guys, go check out SF Mike Foxtrot music. He made a song called Oh My God. Oh my God, we just said it earlier, dude. I'm so bad with words right now. Something about the kid. But it's on his YouTube, dude. It's so fucking good. And he, like, it's just really well written. I enjoyed it very much. Cameo Idea was working with the CIA to wipe the kid's memory. I interrogated Franklin and upped his nuggets weekly. Hope your sister gets better. I don't mind that. I may modify it a little bit so people don't know what's coming, but I don't mind that. That's not bad. And that would give me an opportunity to bring in the YF-23, who I know is salty. You salty. Hang on, I found it around here somewhere. The YF-23 is really salty. It's right. Is it under here? Okay. Here, this L. There you go. Fuck, I'm sorry. That's mean. That's mean. The kids got you. There you go. The kids got you. I just read it over there. HLC, your sister, hope your sister makes a speedy recovery. Me too. Burshuku? Oh, fuck, I'm gonna fuck that up. Hope everything go well for her. Love your content. Wish you the best. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the support. I really, really appreciate it, man. Tomcat is perfect. I love the Tomcat. It's a sexy aircraft. But here's the thing. I'm a reasonable person. Okay, the Tomcat is a beautiful aircraft. I love it. I absolutely adore the Tomcat. But towards the end of the Tomcat's life, it was costing an arm and a fucking leg to keep those things in the air. Like they were, like maintenance-wise, they were an absolute nightmare. So like, I understand why we parted ways with them. I still think they're beautiful aircraft. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. Honestly, the biggest flex that Iran has as the one they're not using is that they still can make F-14 Tomcats fly. Like that's a bigger flex than the missiles that they threw at Israel. I'm just saying. Do you think the AC-130 needs a replacement soon? No, I really don't think so. I don't. The AC-130 in and of itself is based off of the ability to have air superiority, air supremacy during the time. Now, if you have those, the AC-130 can operate in uncontested airspace, and it's capable of dealing a lot of punishment. They continue to update it, and I think the reason why it doesn't need to be replaced is the C-130 itself is still a workhorse. I mean, that thing's been in use a long fucking time. Not as powerful or fast or high or being able to lift as much as like a C-17, and definitely way more reliable than a C-5. I don't know much about C-5s, but I know every time we've sent equipment overseas on a C-5, they had to stop somewhere because they broke down. I don't know what it is about C-5. C-17s, y'all fucking C-17 pilots. You think you're fighter pilots. And I'm in the back in those little fabric fucking chairs screaming. It's not funny. I don't like it. Bastards. I'd be Mexico and I think we'd invade over cartel. Oh, it'd be Mexico and I think we'd invade over cartel. I don't know, man. The cartel... I feel like the reason the cartel still exists is because somebody's lining their pockets somewhere. And I'm going to be totally honest with you. Cartel are not good dudes, but I feel like, yeah. Hello, good sir. Work on your native voice yet? I have not. Hello. Sorry, I'm late. Wife wanted Halloween back up after mowing. Oh, fuck that. Can we restart? Off to make the kids dinner. No rest for the wicked. Bro, Stuart, thank you so much for being here, man. As soon as I get done here, I have to, don't laugh at this, I'm getting tattooed tomorrow, so I got to shave both my legs, because I don't just shave one. I'm only getting tattooed on one, but I just do them both because it just, symmetry. And I also have to make a video for tomorrow. I have to make sense of who's bombing who right now. Yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare right now. When everyone else realizes that what AARO knows, everyone will change their tune. Glad she had the helmet. I'm not familiar with AARO. Artillery. What about artillery? I do love artillery. I've never met a group of humans in the world, and I've said this on some of my... Wife Dorothy said I'm better than the Su-57. Hold on. An F-4 Phantom's better than the Su-57. That's not a very high torch there. Sorry. I said this on one of my videos. What was I responding to? Oh my gosh. Oh my God. How do you find the song? Oh.
Would you intercept
Real men have small dogs.
I'd intercept me.
Much love for Sister Crosser, never served with her, but she's still a shipmate. Get better. PS XB-70 is still the sexiest aircraft ever.
The XB-70 Valkyrie? I think that's that one. XB-70? Let me see. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was... It was a cool-looking aircraft. I mean, it looked like someone just took a Concorde and, like, we're gonna make it a bomber. That's what we're gonna do. ATGAT, all the gear, all the time. Got that from a motorcycle overlander. Glad your sister able to get the care she needs. Yeah, absolutely, man. Wish you could add... Oh, hold on. I hate it when it does that. Oh, man, I'm way behind. I got to catch up. Oh man, there we go. Okay. Does war games help understand geopolitics? Not really. So to understand a war game, that's actually a wonderful question. To understand a war game, you have to understand the end state goal of a war game. You know, it's for some reason, everyone who wants to like talk about how great their country is, they talk about a war game most of the time. Oh, well, we did this, we did this. Usually war games are done with restrictions. Like, so when I was a tanker, we have gunnery tables. Just like in air defense, we have gunnery tables. And in one of those gunnery tables, actually more than one of them, you operate with your auxiliary sight, which means no electronics, everything is off. You have to manually crank the turret and do everything you're supposed to do and engage targets that way, just in case your electronics get knocked out. So you train that something is broken. I haven't really met a lot of other countries that train like when things are broken. I'm not saying they don't. I've just not experienced it personally. Does anybody know that I ran destroyed other than the ground? We're still waiting on word. There was a fucking Twitter idiot was like, they've destroyed 20 F-35s. And I was like, can't really hide 20 F-35s. So let's just see what comes in the coming days. And nothing. It's wet shit. Nobody's getting government relief. Yeah. Brick Hick, thank you so much for both of those donations, man. I really appreciate it. I feel for the South, man. I'm not 100% sure, but it sounds like today is sort of fundraising for Sister Line Crosser. Not necessarily fundraising. It's just she's going to rewatch this. I'm going to use this on her now. That wasn't my intention, was to fundraise, but we just, you know, positive words. She's going to read through these comments later and watch the playback. So that's what it is. I'm not 100% sure. If not, I require you to spend this money on ice cream for her. Got it. I will get ice cream for her, Scott McGregor. Thank you so much for being here. Can an AC-130 shoot ballistic artillery from like the 20K altitude? I mean, so yeah, I would assume so. I don't know. It's got a 105 in it, and that 105 should be a 119er, or is it a 120? I can't remember. Is it 105, 120? I don't remember what size gun the AC-130 has in it. Because we're on the J model now, I think. Yeah, we're on the J model. A bit late tonight. Glad to have the stream to end the week with some positivity. We had to put our 11-year-old pitbull down on West. Bro, I'm so sorry. But everyone here helps cheer us up. Thank you all. Devin, thank you so much for being here, man. I'm so sorry to hear about your dog. Like Knox over there, he's 10. That's my dude. That's my best buddy. He smells like a butt foot, and I washed him on fucking Tuesday because Sister Line Crosser was supposed to fly in Thursday, and we're like, we'll wash the dog so they don't stink. By Thursday, he was already stinky. I love that dog, but God, he smells so bad. Can we get a WC-130 character, modified Hercules for flying into storms for meteorological data? YOLOing. You know what's interesting? I probably could do something like that. That's not a half bad. I'll add it to the list. Let me put it in my notes. I want to see someone try and stop Rapid Dragon. I mean, with enough air defense systems, theoretically you could. Or just take out the plane beforehand, but I don't know. Neighbors' hoods got washed away. Please pray for the South. Absolutely, Brick Hick. I mean, it's... From what I've seen, entire towns have been wiped the fuck out. Like, it's... Dude, that's nuts, man. Sorry, I just got back down to that. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Thank you, Kyle. Character idea, Cajun Navy bass boat. Creole Cajun accent only makes an appearance after hurricane. You know what's crazy is I've started seeing a lot of private helicopters, private boats, everything down there helping out Americans. And the thing that bothers me about that is, why is that necessary? It's the same reason like GoFundMe's bother me. Because we've made it so expensive to fucking live, people have to ask for crowdfunding to be able to afford to bury their family members. Like that, like I understand the necessity for GoFundMe. Like it's a, you know, they're trying to help somebody. Makes sense. But like the fact that it exists should be a clear indication of the state of things in the world. Is it? Are we at that time? It is time for treats. All right, sit. Shake. They can't see you shake, so speak. Good boy. Rain, turn in a circle. They can't see that either, but there you go. Fundum, we send our thoughts and prayers, man. Whenever you get the chance, we got to talk. She's got this. Thanks, I appreciate it, Fundum, man. Oh, fuck, I hate it when it does that. I'll scroll down a little bit and just boom. The Beavers got 200 billion from Joe to fight Russia. Are you talking about the Beavers that the Polish are fighting against? Whew. Glad to finally catch you live again. Dr. Noblex, good to see you again, my dude. Glad that you're still kicking. Wish your sister a stable recovery, man. She definitely gonna need it, man. Wait, you were a tanker and we didn't know? Yeah, the first 3 years of my career, I was a 19-kilo armor crewman. I loved it. I loved being a tanker. I really did. But during that time, President Obama, nothing against the guy, but he was downsizing armor because armor wasn't being heavily used in Iraq or Afghanistan. So tankers kind of just became like a, hey, I'll do whatever job you need me to. And I went to re-enlist. I was like, I want to keep doing this. And they said, pick a new job or get out. And I was like, what do you got? And they're like, you want to shoot missiles? And I was like, fuck yes, I do. And they sent me over to air defense. And at first, I will be honest with you, I hated air defense for the first couple of years I was in it. And then I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Like Q malicious compliance. I was like, I'm going to learn this shit and I'm going to be the best at it so that I can tell people to fuck off. And I haven't been able to tell anybody to fuck off. I just keep working hard, man. It's like, I can't turn it off now. It fucking sucks. Wait. Hope your sister recovers quickly. What breed is your dog? He is adorable. So Knox is... he is adorable, but he's a fucking train wreck. I love that dude. Best buddy. Knox is Australian Shepherd and Pit Bull. And Rain, the little black and white one, she is Rat Terrier and Lab Mix. And then Fritz, who I showed last stream, he's downstairs with my wife right now. If she's watching, she can bring him up at any time. He is a Chinese Crested. What happened if Ronald Reagan was president right now during the Ukraine and Israel wars? You know, it's really interesting you say that because I'm going through Ronald Reagan's policies in my head. I know we'd be directly involved in Ukraine, probably more so. I don't think we'd be fighting, but we would have a steady flow of everything going over there because Reagan hated the fucking commies. Makes sense. And then Iran, Reagan was real quick about getting proportional with Iran. So I don't know. I would say that we'd probably be a whole lot more involved right now. I'm trying to catch up. You know ADA, I know logistics in the U.S. Army is the ground FedEx of the U.S. military. The Air Force is the FedEx Air. Iran turned dirt and hit some buildings, empty buildings. Whatever, they pulled a butter bar. See, that's why, like, and that's, you know what's interesting? When I was a tanker, I was like, ain't no one fucking as badass as a tanker. When I came over to Patriot, I was, you know, I still had that mentality. And then I understood, like, Patriot is one of the only units that moves with their own SSA. One of the only units in the Army. And SSA is a supply storage area. We have our own supply that travels with us everywhere we go because of how strategic of an asset we are. Some you know, like tier 1 assets and stuff like that do that, but we travel with our own SSA. So like logistics is just ingrained in everything that we do because if I don't get fuel, I ain't doing my job. If I don't get parts, I can't do my job. Like it's nuts, man. By the way, can I get a hell? Can I get a hell yeah? There we go. I'll get you the voice. So this is the thing. I got to be able to hear myself to do it. So I did the F-18 in this weird voice like this. Can I get a hell yeah? And what I was trying to do was Steve Austin. And the other day, I don't even know if I can do it now. I did a really good Steve Austin and I was like, fuck, I can't change that voice now. Cause he kind of talks like this and he has a little bit of a southern drawl and he almost talks a little like that. And then sometimes he'll put a growl in there like that. Like it's, at least to me, it sounded like a decent Steve Austin and it's, logistics. Yep. So I don't know if I'm going to change it. I don't know if I may just use that character for a different one. Animarchy History's in here? Oh shit. You don't want to talk about the TU4? What's up, dude? This old grandma loves your videos. Lin Jen, you're amazing. My son showed me a video and I spent hours just going back. 5 t-shirts later, look forward to every new one. Thanks for the hysterical laughs. Lin Jen, tell your son thank you. Like, I love comments like that. I love hearing things like that because, like, to me, your son brought my videos into your home and wanted to share it and like bond over that with family. And I love that. Like, that is, if you could bottle that up and let me freebase it, just fucking mainline that shit. I love it. I love it so much. Like, that is better than anything else in the world.
I'd intercept me.
Nicholas.
Dropped in. Nice to see you're doing well. What happened to your sister?
She was in a motorcycle accident. She just got out of the ICU. Concussion, some broken bones. She's had 2 surgeries, but she's conscious. This whole stream is just really in dedication to her, to really give her positive words and stuff like that. Like, you don't have to donate or anything else like that. We're just, it's just, she's going to read through this later and be like, oh, hey, people really do care. So I really appreciate stuff like that. Thank you so much, Nicholas. And now, with you guys throwing this kind of money around, I'm going to have to make it real good for her. She's going to call me after she reads through and like, how much did you get? Where are we go? You're taking me shopping. Fuck no. HLC Incorporated is taking you shopping. We know the F-35 stealth is effective. We can't even find the destroyed airframes. Fucking Anamarchy. I just got down to your comment, dude. However, support for Sister Line Crosser is very tangible. Thank you so much, Anamarchy. I appreciate you being here, man. How did my Australian accent come out when I was talking about the Emu War? How did that come out? The character C-130 Hurricane Chaser will be in Florida. Oh, good old Florida. In the latest Grim Reapers video, the captain mentions he'd love to interview, talk with someone who knows about missile physics. Might be a collab opportunity for you. You know, it's interesting you say that. My friend who I've served with here, who's also a master gunner. I'm not a master gunner. I've served in master gunner positions for like 5 years straight. Actually, probably more like 7 years. But I'm not master gunner qualified. Just never went to the school. Could I pass it? Maybe. I don't know. They might just fail me because I'm me. I have no idea. But he is in with the Grim Reapers and he's going to be doing an interview with them. So he texted me about it earlier and he's like, is there anything I should bring up? And I was like, dude, anything you want, man. I'll always help you out. Very mad USMC got rid of tanks they should have adopted to the M1. The Booker, I feel like they're going to be getting the Booker, but I feel like also the Marine Corps got rid of tanks strictly so they could like increase the difficulty on themselves. It's like that person you meet who like, they only play Halo 1 Legendary. That's the Marine Corps. Like they don't know how to do anything else, but everything has to be the hardest way possible. Like that's the Marine Corps in a nutshell. Aside from just the rampant gay stuff. Marines are the gayest straight people I've ever met. I don't know what it is about Marines. Love you, Marines, but I just don't know what it is. C-130 dropping the 173rd with no caffeine and nicotine. That's a death sentence for anyone that's landing on them. Plus the 173rd, man, I would love to be stationed in Vicenza, Italy, but I would not want to be in the 173rd. Because the 173rd, I don't know if you guys know this. Number one, they have an artillery unit in there that is not allowed back in the United States anymore. I didn't know this. This was secondhand from a friend of mine who was in the 173rd in that artillery unit. And the reason they're not allowed back in the United States is because their guidon was stolen by the enemy, which I think was Japan in World War II. And they surrendered their guns too. So they're like, the US is like, you're never coming back to the States. I didn't know that was the thing. I don't even know how true that is, but that's what he said. That's the unit he was in. But also 173rd gets sent to like the worst fucking places. It's like, where are the most people dying? That spot. Oh, cool. 173rd. Go. It's like the US hates them. I don't know what it is. That was a spot on Steve Austin. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. She's going to get a day at the spa now. Best wishes, Sister HLC. She will. I'm hoping she sees this and sees all the love that's given to her and, help make her feel better. We can workshop it. Hold on. Mr. KC10 already come back to us big sexy. Did they I know they retired him recently. What do you Americans call the document you have to file if you lose, damage, or break stuff that you're issued to have to replace it? Oh, we call it a flipple. It's oh, hang on. Now I need to Google it because it's going to drive me nuts. Financial liability investigation of property loss. That's Flipple. The cool thing about being in the Army, in the U.S. Army, is if you're enlisted, so whatever you lose, let's say that this cell phone was given to me by the United States Army and I lost it. They'll take the cost of that cell phone, depreciate it 10%, and that's what I have to pay. But for enlisted, you only pay up to $10,000. So let's say I lose an entire Abrams tank. On top of my career being over, I'm only going to have to pay 10 grand. Like, because that's all they can charge enlisted. I'm still going to jail, but that's neither here nor there. Officers, they pay the full amount, which is probably why they let officers fly aircraft and not enlisted. That makes perfect sense, actually, in hindsight. Sorry, Aurora, do not worry about it, man. Thank you so much, Aurora Uplinks. I really do appreciate it. I'm sure she's going to love this. I wish it would suck more. Yes, I remember. I think I seen that. There's a cartoon way back in the day. What is my favorite flavor of crayon? I'm not a Marine. Ate them when I was a kid. Grew out of it. Marines live life on full lasso run. I'm telling you, Marines just chips for joining the military. More specific, the Marines. I will tell you something, Apple Pie. Uncle Sam will always get his, and there's not a single vet that you will ever meet that will deny this. Uncle Sam will always get what they want, 100% of the time. Doesn't matter what job you do, what MOS you're in, what unit you're in. Uncle Sam will always get exactly what they want from you. You need to work the system until you get what you want from Uncle Sam. I mean, obviously give 110%, but yeah. I had a guy transfer 173rd. He thought 10th Mountain was really chill, and he loved the move. Really? I don't know too much about the 173rd. I've only met a few people from the 173rd. Surrendered guidon straight to Warzone. You realize you now have to give us a hell yeah. Do you want it in my old voice or the well, I guess I haven't even used it yet. So, can I get a hell yeah? There you go. And then I'll try and do the Stone Cold. Can I get a hell yeah? There we go. You got the new Stone Cold. That is the first time, like, doing it on this stream is the first time that I've ever done that voice publicly. So I'm glad it's being received quite well. Destroyer runs aground. Yeah. Pack 3 go missing. Oh no. I'm only getting charged 10 grand. I'm going to prison, but only getting charged 10 grand. One does not simply lose an Abrams tank. That's fair. That's fair. I'm 35, don't want to be alive anymore. Can I sign up as cannon fodder? Well, what I will tell you, Christopher, is people care about you, however few you may think there are. And if you can't think of somebody who cares about you, I care about you. So I would highly discourage anything like that. But I do think that the military does give people a good sense of camaraderie. You will always find friends, and the military friend groups are very strange. They're different than anything else you'll ever expect. You have like that one country boy from the South. You got that one like metrosexual city dude. You got the black dude from the hood. You got the Hispanic dude from right down on the border, and they all just they fuck with each other harder than anybody else in the world. Like, you can't mess with a single one of those dudes without just getting rocked. And that's just the way military friend groups are. It's really weird. But we all, like, it's a really strange thing in the military is I will say the worst repugnant shit to the people I care about. My buddy Reaper, who I've played video games with, who's going to be on the Grim Reapers, he, like, I'll be talking to him and be like, hey, so why are you just such a piece of shit NCO? Like, why are you just fucking awful? Like, he'll go back and forth and be like, oh, I learned from the best. I learned from you. And, we just go back and forth like that. And to a civilian, it's like, man, those guys hate each other. I would fucking die for that dude. Like, Reaper is my boy, man. Like, I'm tight as fuck with him. So that's just military groups be like that. Sorry to hear about your sister. Similar thing happened to my cousin on her motorcycle accident. She got a jaw restoration and realignment. Some know her as Lady Lassen. Mario, I'm sorry to hear about your sister. I thank you so much for being here. I hate it when it does that. It does that. Like, sorry, not you, but I scroll down and it's. Damn, I'm sorry to hear your sister got hurt. She'll be okay. She seems like my little sister is tough. She grew up with 5 older brothers. We she can hold her own, damn sure. Always get the collision insurance, just saying. Actually, I didn't know this. This is kind of a cool feature for any motorcycle riders out there. So her motorcycle, she had a 2025 Indian Scout. Very nice bike. Beautiful bike. When she impacted, she was actually knocked unconscious. Her bike has a safety feature that I prayed to God she'd never have to use, but I'm glad it was there. Her bike actually called 911 for her and dispatched them to her location. She doesn't remember getting in the ambulance. She doesn't remember getting to the hospital. Like, the last 2 days are an absolute blur. But I am incredibly, she was on her own. No one else was there, but it was like 8 o'clock at night. So somebody probably saw what happened. We don't know if the vehicle she hit even stopped. I don't know. Like, there's no details right now, but, yeah, she, that helmet saved her life. And that feature on that bike is actually really, really fucking cool. I'm all for that. I prayed that she'd never have to use it. She told me about that feature when she bought the bike. I'm like, it's actually a good feature. I hope you never have to use it. But since she's had to use it, I back that 100%. I'm glad modern tanks don't need headlight fluid. It's funny. So on an Abrams, and I know this because I used to be one of those guys. So when you're in the driver's seat, you're kind of like lean back like a lazy boy. And your T handles are like this, and you got the gear selector, like it's just like a little, you pull it out and move it to reverse, to drive, to whatever. And then you throttle like this and turn, like that's just how you drive a tank. Well, right here, there are 2 buttons. And what those buttons are for are, they're for comms. So while you're driving, you can key into the mic and talk to whoever, right? Every time you get to a new unit as a tanker, they try and convince you those are something else. We convinced one guy that they were the seat ejectors. So he put bottle caps over top of them because he didn't want to accidentally eject into the bottom of the turret. We convinced another guy that those were the turn signals. And he was like showing people on the tank, these are the turn signals. No, it's not. This thing weighs 72 tons. If I'm turning, who the fuck's going to stop me? Like, maybe a freight train. Maybe. Powell, thank you so much, my dude. Ejectocito cuz fucking tankers. I'm telling you, man, it's wonderful. Let me see. Okay, what is the funniest, weirdest flipple you've heard or ever seen? For me, here in Finland, a Kamo APC that overnight got covered in snow and they couldn't find it. No shit. We had a commander. She was... Oh, hang on. I think that might be Fritz. Knox. Hey. Go sit down. Go. You have a class? Okay. This is Fritz. For those of you who haven't seen him yet. Okay. Do you want to say hi to everybody? You don't speak. Not yet. You're still a puppy. Come on. Yep. He's kicking my microphone. There. Okay, I'm going to give you back to your mom, okay? Okay. Okay, he's running around in here right now. No, you're not chewing on that. Do not pee in the game room, dude. He's causing problems with Knox. So we have this commander. She was outgoing when I was incoming. She lost a bunch of printers, 50 cal barrels, 50 cal tripods, a bunch of that stuff. And so she had a $300,000 flipple. Fritz, he's not going in front of the camera.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, now he is. Oh, man. Damn it, he replaced Franklin. I did not. You can say the dog is on the fritz. Oh, when he loses his mind at night, we call him Fraz, and he has a bad habit of chewing on the back of Knox's legs, which is what he's doing right now, and Knox is trying to ignore him. Fritz, let him go. Knox just sat on his head. All right. All right. It's time. Come here. Come here. Come here, you little bastard.
Shut your door.
Okay. All right. All right. Staring down the barrel of E7. Any advice? I will tell you the two best pieces of advice and the biggest transition I learned from going from E6 to E7. Number one, don't listen to any gossip. The less you listen to shit, the less sworn statements you're going to have to do. Number two, let your people fail. That is the hardest thing. For some reason, like, you know, we're always taught like your soldiers are a representation of you. And then when I hit E7, they're like, no, you have to let them fail. That's how they're going to learn. Because I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off, making sure everything was perfect. And like, I watched them walk like into their own doom. And I could have stopped it. And they're like, no, you have to let it happen. That was one of the hardest things to absolutely learn, man. Something to help with bills. God is good always. Thank you so much, Michael. I really appreciate it, man. You don't have to, like, we got it all covered, man. We just want to make sure that, that she's taken care of. Hey, say hey to sis for me from Newfoundland. She's going to love it. Thank you so much. It's not the NOS Go Fast buttons. No, we do that on flight lines. Sorry, I'm trying to. 20 for the monsters. Your sister is going to need to get through remedial motorcycle safety training. I hope she gets well soon. Yeah, she's got a long time for she's going to be getting back on a bike. She's going to be in a wheelchair for, well, she can't move right now. She's in a hospital bed. But she'll be in a wheelchair for about 6 weeks after that, and then crutches, and then we don't know. So we'll see. The other one is a 6x6 APC that got parked on top of a swamp in early spring. Dude, what kind of fucking terrain do you guys have out there? Like, I thought it was bad here at Fort Sill. I've buried launchers. I've buried radars. Like, I buried a lot of shit, but I've never sank an APC that, like, just completely disappeared and sank through the fucking ground. Holy shit. That poor Paladin will never be the same. You think if NATO has gone to war with Russia and Ukraine, do you think friendly fire would be an issue because Ukrainians look almost like Russian? Friendly fire, or what we call it fratricide, is it's a problem in every conflict. That's why, like, I'm not poking a lot of fun at the Russians that do it, because they've shot down their own stuff before. America's shot down our own jets. We've shot our own people. Like, it happens all the time. And, you know, from the outside looking in, and there's a lot of ignorant people out there, they're like, well, how do you fuck that up? You don't know where everybody is at every second of every moment. So, like, you guys should see, if you ever meet an air defender, ask them if they've ever worked in an ATOM BAE. ATOM is air defense artillery. Okay. Sister Line Crosser is in, sorry, I'm told to reiterate this. She's in the Navy, so she, you know, her bills are paid. This is all, I mean, anything like this, I'm just going to take her out to eat, or, you know, I don't fucking know. But, so if you, an ATOM BAE is air defense artillery management, battle, fuck, I don't even remember what the hell BAE stands for. But anyways, their job is airspace deconfliction. And when you see like how much is in the airspace at any given time, it's nuts. I never want to do that job. Like, you'll have jets stacked up like every 1,000 feet moving in a formation. Then you got fucking missiles moving through. You have rockets going this way. You have artillery that you've cleared this airspace for. Like, it's nuts, man. Do you think an A-10 could beat the Abrams? Yes. I love the Abrams. It's a great tank. I loved my tank, but 100% an A-10 could rip through the top armor of an Abrams main battle tank. I don't know a single tank in existence that could handle the punishment from an A-10 hitting the top armor. I'm not talking any shit. I don't know of a single one. And Abrams can't handle it. Merkava, T-80, T-90, fucking Nope, K2, nothing. I don't know of a single thing that could stop those 30 mics. C-130 Hurricane Hunter's nickname is Kermit and Miss Piggy. And Smurf. Huh, learned something new. I'm gonna look into all this. I don't know if I'll add it right away, but we're gonna see. Mrs. HLC is AWACS when? I don't know, Mrs. HLC. You know, I had planned for it today, but Mrs. HLC decided to take a nap. I love that woman, but god damn it, I'm trying to get work done here. Oh, man. Love the content. Thank you so much. Where's Old Foundland? y'all are wild, man. A motorcycle accident. What happened to sis? She crashed her motorcycle. Fucking cagers. You ain't wrong, dude. APC stuck in the mud. Oh, damn it. Let me go get the super het. Yo, Gunfox, I don't know. Well, APC, a super het might pull it. But I think that both of us, that's a Hercules job. The M88 Hercules, that thing will pull a fucking house off its foundation. Like, an Abrams is a heavy bitch, and an M88 Hercules will pull one of those like no one's business. Prayers inbound, weapons free. Tell sis we love her. I'm gonna stop playing Crash Test Dummy, please. Stay strong for your mom, HLC. Family has to support each other at times like this. My poor mother. I don't know how she's survived this long. So my poor mother, she's dealt with my older sister getting surgery, me getting surgery, my older brother in the hospital, my sister in the hospital for motorcycle crashes. While I was in Afghanistan, my older brother was in the Persian Gulf being followed by the Iranian Navy. So he was on a carrier, but I mean, it's Iran. What the fuck are they going to do to a carrier? But yeah, that poor woman, she does not have enough. I don't know. She needs a spa day. I will give her a spa day. We could do that. She's gonna hold me to this now. From missiles, tanks in War Thunder, HLC. What about tanks in War Thunder? I haven't played War Thunder in a while. Actually, I think I uninstalled it. Take her to Mears for us. I could do that. I haven't even been to Mears since I've been here. I've been to Mears last time I was stationed here, but I haven't been there since I've been here. The Doom Turtle? No, I think an A10 would still rip through a Doom Turtle. Like, let me put this in perspective, okay? This is a 50 cal shell. It's a bottle opener, but still the same size. 50 cal, okay? This is what an A10 throws. No bullet, obviously, but at 3,000 rounds a minute. Usually depleted uranium. Like, it's gonna take a shit ton of armor. Like, I don't know what is in the armor of a fucking of like an American destroyer or cruiser or anything like that, but I'm pretty confident that an A10 would be able to punch holes in a naval ship. I'm not sure how far, but yeah. And then this is what CRAM throws. This is also the same thing that is in the VADS, the Vulcan Air Defense System. This is all the Vulcan, 20 mic Vulcan. This is the F-22's Vulcan. The 35 is a 25 mic, I think. Pretty much every combat aircraft we have that has a Vulcan, one of these. Oh. All right. Scandalous. Oh, the channel called the Grim Reapers just simulated the air defense? I'll go check it out. I need to go check out the Grim Reapers anyways. My buddy watches them religiously. He's the one who's going to be working with them. Tried to put a sticker. It said I have purchased it, but I didn't see it come up. I was in a cafe and got weird looks after you mentioned the emu war. By the way, your Australian accent sounds like an emu. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, I think my Australian accent isn't half bad. But then again, I haven't been down there. That was fucking awful. That one was definitely awful. Starting from the beginning, sorry about your sister. Sounds like somebody's unit's having a safety stand down this weekend. Fucking Nicholas!
I'd intercept me.
Best wishes, buy her some flowers and get her a Snickers bar so she behaves when she sees how many super chats I'm sending.
I'm going to tell her, definitely. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Not much, but my church is a believer in the always. $20 meaning we carry a 20 to help someone. Danny, thank you so much. Again, you know, her bills, they're paid. They're absolutely, you know, we always like, you know, the prayers for her. It's, I'm really glad she's with us. Just like I'm really glad my brother's still with us. When my brother wrecked, his friend was right there with him, and his friend wrecked, and his friend's not here. So, like, I'm really getting tired of getting sent pictures of my family members in the hospital after wrecks and injuries and all sorts of other shit. Really getting tired of it, but I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. East Coast, Canada, no shit. Love your content. Send your love to our love to your sister. Ian, I will do. If Israel has to hit back at Iran, makes sense for hit Dark Fleet tankers instead of other Iranian targets. I don't know. I don't know what would make the most sense. So Iran, they didn't really do much. Like it's I don't know. Like right now from a strategic standpoint, it's like they shot down a drone. They literally didn't do anything. By the way, did you guys see the video of the rocket engine like falling on that one Palestinian guy? Like, it's fucked up. I get it. But god damn, that is some Wile E. Coyote shit. But yeah, I don't even know if it warrants a response at this point because nothing really happened. So I don't know. If they do respond, it'll be strictly because like pride. Like there's really no... It's like, congratulations, Iran, you didn't do anything. Like, I don't know, if I was in charge, I'd just like go on, you know, publicly with my little fucking podium and just laugh. I would just laugh at Iran. You guys did literally nothing. You wasted 200 ballistic missiles. Congratulations. Like, I would just laugh at them. Out of nowhere. Oh, bro, it's so fucking good. I was showing that to people at the office and like we were laughing. And one of them was like, "What is wrong with us?" And I was like, "A lot. We're in the fucking military. There's a lot wrong with us." But it was so damn funny. I still remember Navy corpsman watching a YouTube video in front of me on how to do stitches while stitching my knee together. Hey, corpsmen be doing corpsman shit, man. I've never worked with corpsmen, but I've worked with medics, and the medics are a lot the same way. When I sliced open my finger while I was at the Joint Readiness Training Center in Fort Polk, Louisiana, JRTC, and it was down to the bone and stuff, and I was like, yo, let me get some duct tape or something. They're like, you need stitches. And we had this, I'll never forget this dude's name, Captain Auchincloss, and he was so happy. He's like, we're in the box right now. I get to do stitches. And I was like, fuck. And yeah, he did stitches in me. What about a mouse? I genuinely think an A10 would still get through a mouse. Because the mouse is real armored on the sides, but not that much on top. So I don't know. The Doom Turtle, you know what's funny is before he ever did that video on the Doom Turtle, in 2009, I went to Fort Knox for OSIT, and they have one there at the Patton Museum. I don't know if they moved it since they moved the schoolhouse, but at the Patton Museum at Fort Knox, they had the Doom Turtle. There was one of them out there. I was like, fuck, that thing's huge. It wasn't called the Doom Turtle. It was something by Ford, I think. In combat, what's the worst thing you could possibly hear of the radio besides Broken Arrow when American troops are about to be overturned? So, Broken Arrow, I will tell you this, just nothing, not talking shit, gamer. So, Broken Arrow was a code word in that instance. We have different ones for different things. A unit about to be overrun usually has an emergency word. It's not always Broken Arrow. Sometimes it's a lot of different things. In combat, what's the worst thing I could hear over the radio? Honestly, for me, the thing that would be the worst to me is hearing someone like scream for help on the radio. And here's why. Even if they're not injured or dying or about to die, that means that they have psychologically lost control of the situation. And that means that more people are going to die based on their irrational actions on the battlefield. Like, that's what would freak me out. The top armor on a tank, any tank that 30 mic would have it, would not have any problems cutting through. Yeah, no, that DU, man, it ain't no fucking joke. Abrams uses DU. Well, in the Sabo. Yeah. Best wishes, buy her some flowers. Oh yeah, we already got that one. I will be getting her some stuff. We have lots of swamps, forests, lakes, especially because all-terrain heavy vehicles hate, especially if you go off-road. That's the thing. I would love to work in like northern Europe a lot more to really test our equipment. Because like, so my Patriot sensor, I have an ice, a de-icer on my main array. I've never turned it on. I've never had to. Like I've worked in snowstorms before, but it's never gotten that cold. Like I've had blowing snow in 25 degrees. It's never gotten cold enough to form a layer of ice. I don't even know if it works. So I would really like to do more training in Northern Europe. I really would. Gotta go. This is for my mama's spa day. I will let Mama Line Crosser know. Watch out for Acme falling pianos. Bro, I'm telling you, that shit was so good. What if Israel sent Shalom before they blew up the pagers? I don't know. Like, the pager thing is so good because it was just... I mean, the reason why the pager thing is significant to me is it was a very surgical strike. The amount of civilian casualties were minimal. Were they non-existent? No. Do you always want to minimize civilian casualties? Absolutely. But it's irrational to think you can ever not have them. Like, that's just irrational. Unless you're Iran and you just shoot the desert. But anyways. So. And then on top of that, you have now made them weary of any communication device. The psychological long-term impact of that. They're always going to be wondering if this new device that they use to communicate was modified by Mossad. Like, you can't pay enough for that kind of psychological warfare. It's so good. HLC's little sister, you're alive. You're going to be better than ever. You got this. That's what I told her. She's in a lot of pain. She's like, I've never experienced. She's on Dilaudid and morphine right now. She's like, bro, I've never experienced pain like this. And I was like, you know what? On the plus side, pain means you're alive. I had the very displeasure working on Fort Jackson, hottest place I've ever worked. You could literally cook an egg on the metal. I believe it. Fucking Jackson. I've never been there, but Jackson. Psychological ripple overshadows any cost of any operation. Bingo. Please explain how the DU rounds penetrate so well, please. Okay, so, all right. So, easiest way to explain how depleted uranium works, and this is a roundabout simple understanding. Okay, metal is hard, DU is harder, right? There's a hardness scale. DU's up there with tungsten, which are like two of the hottest things, but DU's easier to come by than tungsten is. So it's a lot cheaper to make those rounds out of depleted uranium, which is slightly harder than tungsten. That being said, as they rip through, the interesting thing about depleted uranium, especially when it comes to sabos. So sabos are an Abrams round. They're not like hot like Transformers made them seem. They're really hard and really fast. You have a 25-pound, give or take, depleted uranium dart traveling at around 6,280 feet per second. So about 1,000 feet per second faster than a mile a second. And when they hit, what happens is because they're hitting a material that's not as hard as they are, unless they hit a weird angle or something like that, if they hit like solid flat, as they're pushing through, it creates friction, which makes the outside of that thing really fucking hot, right? So when I said they're not hot, but they get hot with friction. So they rip through, and as they're ripping through, the sabo actually gets shorter, but it still has enough kinetic energy, so it gets shorter and sharper. They're self-sharpening. And I assume the same with a lot of regular, like 30 mic rounds. I assume they're also self-sharpening. And they create, like, holes. Now, there are rumors, and I've looked into this. I can't really confirm. And granted, I was a tanker, and I was told these things all the time, that if you shoot somebody like a tank with a sabo round, not only does it rip through the tank, it just really punches a hole about this big in both sides. But from the pressure coming through that tank, apparently it takes everything in the tank that's not bolted down like people and shoves them out through that hole. And if it doesn't shove you out through that hole, it's okay. All the pressure that hits the inside of that tank is going to scramble your cranium. So it's It's a real interesting thing. Depleted uranium and it isn't, a lot of people think like depleted uranium, it's radioactive. Okay, technically, this is radioactive. Everything's fucking radioactive to a certain point. Okay, not everything. Some rocks are not radioactive, but radioactivity depends on the wavelength, depends on the band, depends on, there's a whole bunch of shit to it. But do they make them a little more radioactive from some of the DU dust? Yeah. Is it super dangerous? Just don't lick it. It's alpha radiation. You had to compare the kid to a wrestler who? Mankind. Or Cactus Jack. Same person, but Mankind. Yeah. That dude was a fucking Looney Tune. I remember being a kid watching Mankind and Triple H go at it. Yeah, Hell in a Cell. Bro. That was peak WWE back in the day. That Mike would take a turn. Would it take a turn to a naval ship into a golf ball to give it better aerodynamics and fuel efficiency? Hang on. What, Mike, would it take to turn a naval ship into a golf ball to give it better aerodynamics and fuel efficiency? I'm trying to understand what you're asking. Like what millimeter? I think you're talking about poking a bunch of holes. I don't know. I don't know what their armor's made out of. I've never really spent much time on like naval ships. Was Mankind the one with the sock puppet? Yes, he did. I don't know how long he ran that bit, but he did have the sock puppet. Morphine, nice. Got it when they had my hysterectomy, nice. What is my opinion on Starstreak system in Germany's IRIS-T? Starstreak, if it's the one I'm thinking of, if it's the shoulder-fired one that the UK have, it's so cool. It's so cool. If you haven't seen my USA versus UK video, it's so fucking cool. Like, that's one of the things that the Brits got right. I got it. I love it. And I love the American Stinger. I love the American Stinger. It's cheap. It's effective. It's lightweight. You can carry a lot of them. We've used it for 30, 40 years. It does what it needs to do. But the Starstreak, if that's the one I'm thinking of, I know it as the HVM. It's so good. It's so good. Oh, man. I was told several times in Desert Storm by the M1 tankers the Sabo traveled 2 miles a second. When I used to do TCGST, tank gunnery skills training something, I can't remember what it was, but we had to test out, like we had to do vehicle identification, we had to do a bunch of other stuff. One of the things we did was like you had to know muzzle velocities, and I for some reason my brain was like, you're never going to forget that it's 6,280 feet per second. That was at least the right answer to the test. It's Friday night and we're talking about penetration. Scariest radio calls are Fallen Angel or Dust One. Dust One will fuck you up. You're not wrong. Dust One. So a Dust One, for those of you who don't know, means that someone is missing and you're in a combat zone and they're likely captured. That's what a Dust One means. It's actually a report. That's why he spells it Dust, W-U-N. It's a, oh God, I don't even remember what all is in a Dust One report. I haven't done one in a long time. Last time I saw one was I've only ever done them in training. Never seen one done in real life. But yeah. Wait, we're not supposed to lick our phones? Probably not, Katie. Probably not. Mick Foley. There you go. Mick Foley. Miniseries of Franklin and Friends versus the government. I might be able to do that. Thank you for your missiletism. And as for the IRIS-T, I've looked into the IRIS-T briefly. I don't know enough. Sorry, I didn't finish the second part of their question. The IRIS-T, it's a decent system. I'm not going to say it's a bad system. For me, it really fills the same role as the Iron Dome. So comparable to Iron Dome, the IRIS-T is slightly worse, but the IRIS-T hasn't had as much trigger time as the Iron Dome. Jesus. I remember Mankind and the Undertaker fight too. Hell in a Cell. Oh yeah, was it Undertaker or was it Triple H? I could have swore it was Triple H. Could have swore that was the Mankind Triple H fight, because I remember one of the first wrestling. Actually, I think it was the first time I ever watched wrestling, professional wrestling. It was Mankind and it was the Undertaker, but it was I don't even know if they do them anymore. It was a cemetery match or something, where you had to knock them out, put them in a hole. They brought in like a pile of dirt and you had to bury them. And that's how you won the match. It was interesting. It was the first time I'd ever seen one. How about the Buff? What wrestler? I don't know a lot of wrestlers, so stay with me here. Hulk Hogan. He's old. He's been around. He's been there, done that, but he's still got it in him. I mean, I wouldn't want to get hit by Hulk Hogan. He's old as shit, but I wouldn't want to get hit by him. Just like Mike Tyson. I don't want to get hit by Mike Tyson. Fuck that. That man's like 70-something now, 60-something? Hell no. Veteran 6, what's up, my dude? Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate you being here, my guy. Buff is Big Show. Ooh, actually, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Ooh, that might have been a good one. Bill Goldberg. I met Bill Goldberg. And I met Undertaker. I got roasted by Undertaker's posse. That was a good time. I've read the U.S. Navy frigates and destroyers and cruisers have Kevlar armor. I think 20mm, 30mm would make holes. I don't know. I know that now, like the way we treat a lot of our naval surface warfare vessels is, so back in the day, it was like, you know, you brought out your battleship because it was a brawl. It was a fisticuffs fight, right? You had to hit them more than they hit you, so you needed to be heavily armored. A destroyer will kill you before you ever know it's there. Like, same thing with the Ticonderoga cruiser. They're going to be like, oh, cool, we're going to just send this Sea Sparrow out there, and I'm going to turn that fucker into a coral reef. Like, that's just, they're going to be on the far side of the planet talking through Link 16 to some AWACS that's up there getting sensor data, and like, oh, cool, yeah, I can hit that. My missile will make it that far. Like, that's just the way it is. Dust 1, duty status, whereabouts unknown. Thank you so much, Juror number 8. I appreciate it. What is Fallen Angel? I'm not familiar with Fallen Angel. I'm not familiar with the term Fallen Angel. That's not one that I am privy to, that I'm aware of. In my job, we use a lot of different brevity, and a lot of those ground pounder brevities I just didn't learn because I wasn't in that job long enough. For me, it's like if I hear renegade. A renegade is a civilian aircraft that's been hijacked. So now me and my crew have to decide, like, if that civilian aircraft full of civilians is coming towards my asset in a potential 9/11 style situation, they're going to crash into it. Do I let them hit my asset and deal with the consequences of a potential enemy attack, or do I take out a plane full of civilians? Like, that's where I have to figure out what the hell's going on. So that's one of ours. Maybe treats for the dogs and some goodies for your sister when she's up for it. Have my Buff Franklin sticker on your window. I've had a lot of people ask for me to bring back the shirts, and I was like, shit, man, I don't know. I'll talk to Bunker about maybe doing another limited release. Here we go. Puppy's got the treats. Thank you so much for being here, Imdar. Missing shipmate, squad mate is the worst, bro. So my older brother was in the Navy for 21 or 22 years. He's retired now. So in the Navy, again, secondhand, I don't know this. I never looked into it, but apparently you have these vests when you're up on the flight deck on a carrier that light up as soon as they touch water. Like, they inflate and they light up. Cool. Apparently some individual was feeling very low, and this happened when my brother was a young sailor. He wasn't there when it happened, but it happened on his ship, the Kitty Hawk. Sailor took off his vest on the flight deck so that no one could find him. It was middle of the night, and he wrapped chains around himself and jumped off the side of the flight deck. They never found him. So it's, yeah. Google Kiva 2010 radar. You'll see some pictures of frosty arrays. I'm sure your system can handle the cold, but can you, HLC? Hey, I'm from Colorado. I can handle some cold. I don't know. I don't know if I can handle cold anymore, because everywhere Uncle Sam has sent me is fucking hot. Like, everywhere I've been is goddamn hot. 2010. Let me see. Images. Oh yeah, she frosty. Do you guys have a de-icer on that radar? Like I said, I have a de-icer. I've never used it. I don't even know if it works. Nah, Hulk Hogan is too perfect, especially with his intro. I am a real American. What do I think of the CBU-97 cluster bomb? I may notice something else. Let me check into it. Let me take a look. Oh. Sensor fused. Okay. So it's pretty much just depick them. Deep Pick'em is dual purpose, improved conventional munitions. Oh, no, it's individually tail stabilized? Maybe? I don't know enough about this munition to really make an assessment at this point in time. It looks like it's similar to like the APAM that you would see in the ATACMs. APAM stands for anti-personnel or anti-material. It's like 500 baseball-sized grenades. So it opens up, and then the missile actually turns to scatter them. Like it twists. It's kind of cool. If you see it, you can find it on YouTube. Like you'll see it just open, and then it just spins real hard like 1 or 2 times, and you just see the cluster munition go out, which is super cool. That's kind of what it reminds me of. But I don't know. I don't have a lot of details on that. Cluster munitions in general are really like, they're scary unless you know how to combat them. And the way to combat cluster munitions is actually quite easy. I'm not being a smartass. Usually, cluster munitions refer to any type of ERS, or early release submunition. This can be unitary high explosive, runway penetrators, Deep Pick'em, dual purpose improved conventional munitions. You have a bunch of different types of them. MIRV is actually a type of ERS, but MIRV falls into a little different category because sometimes they're steerable and they're exo-atmospheric. I'm sorry, my missiletism took off. But the simple solution is, certain munitions have to open up at a certain altitude to get a certain effectiveness. If you open it up at 30,000 feet, it's going to scatter too far and you're not going to hit your target worth a damn. You're not going to reduce that target. So you got to get it a little bit lower before it opens up. Usually the solution is you shoot it before it gets lower. You just hit it before it opens up. Minimizes the amount of damage. Do I think drones will eventually carry air-to-air missiles? Yes. I guarantee that's going to fucking happen. 100%. I bet they are right now. I would not be surprised if an MQ-9 Reaper someday shows up with like AIM-9s. I don't know if they'll have AMRAAMs, but I could see AIM-9s. Fallen Angels aircraft down. Fair enough. Buff Andre the Giant. I don't know. Hulk Hogan is too perfect. Mobile One, Castrol, Pennzoil, or Valvoline. I'm a Mobile One guy, personally. They have the best deals. Javelin versus Mouse. I think the Javelin would take it. I'm going to say the Javelin going to take that. Fallen Angels down aircraft. See, it's my job to down aircraft, so it kind of makes sense that I wouldn't know that. Sorry, I'm not being a smartass. Fuck Hogan. Buff is Andre the Giant, the GOAT. There's a meme of you in uniform, visibly disappointed on the unsub-Reddit with a post face saying, all because it's fast doesn't mean it's hypersonic. Yeah, so what's funny is that photo, I got texted that morning by Preston Stewart. And Preston said, hey, can you just send me a picture of you looking really like mad or disappointed? And so I wrote on the whiteboard behind me, are you sure about that? And I just literally took a selfie and I took the selfie and sent it to him. Before I even knew he posted it, I started getting tagged in the memes. And I love every single one of them. I love it so much. I'm one of those people, I love being memed. Even if you're making fun of me, I love being memed. I love it. HLC, you've been stuck in the heat too long. You take a year to reacclimate. You're not wrong, dude. Right now, like 50 degrees is cold for me. But some of them people from Northern Europe, if you came down here, like today, it was a nice day. It was like 90, 93. They would be dying. B1 is Andre the Giant. You know, the B1 does have the biggest payload out of all of them, I think. I'm going from memory here. You think the kid will get nukes? I would be surprised if he doesn't have them already. Honestly. So the F-35 has been rated for nukes. The F-35 is newer than the F-22. Whether or not we know about the F-22 having nukes, now that's not really an F-22's role. I got it. It's an air-to-air aircraft. But it's also, out of all of our combat aircraft, it is highly maneuverable and it has the smallest radar cross-section. Its radar cross-section is smaller than the F-35's. So if you want low observable to go in and put in some work, I would have it rated for those things personally. Granted, it's not its job, but I don't know. What state do I live in right now? I'm in Oklahoma. Get well soon, Sister Line Crosser. Sometimes you got to eat the bear. Sometimes the bear eats you. You ain't wrong, homie. I appreciate it. Tu-160 is rumored to be carrying air-to-air capable. Really? maybe smaller nukes. Could be. I mean, did I see Buff's new look? Oh, that orange paint job? Chef's kiss. I do plan on factoring that into one of the next videos. MQ9 shot down a BQM-167 with an AIM-9 in 2020. No shit. Hey, there we go. That's something I didn't know. I want to look into that. Was it an AIM-9X? Was it the... Oh, wait, no. I'm thinking R9X. I'm thinking the Hellfire R9X. BQM-167. Hold on. Actually, I'm going to write that down because I'm going to have to look into that, and I don't want to just be sitting here on stream like reading. Oh, is that what the hell's going on? I gotta write down a BQM-167. Now, was this a combat related thing or was this a test? Because I've shot down an MQM-178, two of them, but I don't know. I'm not familiar with what a BQM 167 is. Let me check. Is that American? Okay, yep, that is the American target drones. Yep. That makes sense. Yeah, I shot down an MQM 178. Let me see if I can... MQM 178. I shot down two of these bad boys. Yeah, look very, very similar. Yep. Buff's new paint job looks like the Air Force forced him to wear his safety belt. Now he's invincible. Yo, so in the Navy, they call the PT belt. We call it the PT belt. In the Navy, they call it the glow belt. I didn't know this. A friend of mine in the Navy, who he used to be a creator. Now he doesn't really do it much anymore, but I still talk to him. Apparently, he played a prank on one of his young sailors and told them that you have to charge your glow belt by putting it in the microwave. And he put it in there for 15 minutes and almost burned the berthing down. I can't be mad at that. Like, it's a solid joke. B1 by several thousand pounds. Now, see, there you go. Now I'm like jumping back in my own, mental stuff. HLC's an OK. Someone else stuck here. I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean, OKC at least have some fucking good food. The food down here is just not good. Do I think the AIM-174 can be fitted with a 0.1 kiloton nuke to take out bomber formations? So we've done that before, Chief. We've done that. It was called the was it the no, not Brimstone. Was it the Brimstone missile? I wrote it down. It's Dragon. The fuck is the name of that missile? We did an air-to-air nuclear missile before. Now, the Brimstone's the British one. I have it written down here. Anyways, but we did, is it the Genie? Yeah, the Genie. Where's Genie written at him here in my notes? I have it. I'm going to write it down again. The Genie missile. Yes. Hang on. There we go. Air-to-air Genie. It was an air-to-air, rocket-powered. So when it comes to missiles, it's important to say rocket-powered or air-breathing or ramjet. It's important because certain jets, certain engines can only go so fast. So like cruise missiles usually have air-breathing engines. They do this for a couple of reasons. One, they can increase the range. Number two, they can make it fly without creating smoke. So it's a smokeless engine. Rocket motors, on the other hand, have a very large smoke trail. But rocket engines, when you're flying like exo-atmospheric, they don't require air to fire. But yeah, Genie. F-102 had the Genie. But yeah, we did that before. Dude, America's put nukes on fucking everything. We've done nuclear artillery. We've done several variants of nuclear air defense. We've done nuclear air-to-air with the Genie. We've done nuclear There was a man portable. It literally looks like the mini nuke from fucking Fallout. But it's a shoulder fired. It's called the, oh God, I can't figure out the damn name of it. But yeah, we made one of those too. HLC, that logistics thing. Yeah, I had to teach the post or something. You're welcome. Gun Fox. He's like, I'm going to X right now. This motherfucker's on my last nerve. Oh man, I love it. I love it. That's wonderful. Oh man. Oh, HLC is Oklahoma really Bigfoot country? It's something country. It's a very strange place. People. So this is the thing. I used to love Oklahoma. Now there are things that I love. I love about Oklahoma, like the fishing. And I used to love the food here. And then I went to the American Southwest. And when I tell you, it's a completely life-changing flavor experience to go to the American Southwest. Like, I'm only talking about places I've traveled, but if you take so you have Tornado Alley in the United States, right? Tornado Alley, where all we get like 1,000 more tornadoes a year than anywhere else in the world. But if you go to the South, like start in El Paso, Texas, go across the southern border, all across like a big chunk of southern New Mexico, southern Arizona, and all the way over to southern California, that's Flavor Alley right there. And it's so fucking different, man. It's so good. British are looking to develop a rifled gun for the Abrams like the Challenger 2. Really? I wonder why they went back to so for their Hesh rounds. Smoothbore also kind of works. I mean, at certain ranges. Video idea of the planes comparing themselves to wrestlers. Maybe a spin-off episode. I might do it. It's called the Rudy 2D Point and Shooty. I'm absolutely positive because I just made it up. There you go, Grassroots. You're on it. I was looking for more content like yours and stumbled upon Aeromorph is like furries but with planes, and it's worse. Look it up if you dare. I don't know what to do. Best armor authority on YouTube is the Chieftain's Hatch. I'm unfamiliar with him. I'd like to check it out. US CENTCOM just announced recent strikes against Houthi forces. It's a measured response. That's really what it is. I think they did it for a couple of reasons. One, while Iran is playing fuck around and find out with Israel, they are still the Houthis are still hitting ships regularly. So the Israelis made it very clear, hey, stop using this port, and they attacked the Houthis. And it's kind of it's a show. You want to reduce the enemy's ability to do that, but it's also a show of force. Because Israel attacked, at least this is the way I look at it. I have no background information to back this up. Israel attacked the Houthis. Iran got mad. Iran attacked Israel. So now the U.S. is like, cool, we'll attack the Houthis. And Iran doesn't have the balls. I'm sorry. Like, you can be an Iran fanboy all you want. Iran is fucking terrified of the United States. Iran will absolutely use nukes if the United States gets involved. You know why? Because that is their only solution. They know that if the United States gets fully involved against them, it means nothing but annihilation. They know that. I fear Iran using any nuclear capability more than I fear Russia using a nuclear capability, because Russia still thinks they're blinded by their hubris, and they still think that they have an opportunity to beat the United States. Iran has no disillusions about it. They know they will not win. They know for a fact. So they clutch their nukes as best they can. The Davy Crockett. There you go. That was the one I was thinking of. FB-111 thoughts. Apparently a controversial plane. The FB-111. You talking about the 111 Aardvark? What's the FB-111? Oh, it was a nuclear one. Huh. I like it. So this is the thing. I like the F-111. I like it. I love it. I love when the United States does some weird shit. And we do it all the time. We're just like, it's like, we need to spend this extra $100 billion. And some guy in a lab coat goes, what if? Like, it's such a, like somebody just had to be doing lines off of their desk. It was like, all right, so we're going to make something the size of a fighter plane. And someone's like, yeah, we have a lot of fighter planes. Okay, what are you getting at? And he's like, okay, what do I do? but it's going to carry as much as a bomber. And they're like, how are we going to do that? Hold on. And then just grab their card. They do up another line. They're like, big ass fucking engines and swept wings. We're going to make that happen. Like it's so... Oh, the EF is the Sparkhawk? My bad. The Sparkhawk. That one is the electronic warfare version. I don't know enough about it to make the absurd realism. I'm trying here, bro. Oh, HOC. You will even learn something. Check your DMs for a wild story. I'll check it out, Gunfox. FB111. Oh, sorry. We just got there. Just joined in, dude. Hope your sister's okay. She's okay. She's had a surgery. I'll just come right out with it. She has broken pelvis. Both her wrists are fractured. One of them had to get surgically repaired. Her pelvis got repaired. No road rash, believe it or not. No road rash. And then a concussion. So, did you see the photo of the F-18? Oh, I saw that with the AIM 174s. 3 AIM 120s and 2 AIM 9X. Like I made a video about it. It's like, do you even lift, bro? And you know what's funny is there's a guy I met out here, really nice guy. He was out here for training. He's in the Navy, and he's like, dude, I sent that video to the squadron that F-18 is from, and apparently their CMC is a Master Chief. I'm not E9. He thought it was fucking hilarious. Don't touch me. Can't stay tonight. Just wanted to hop on and send some love to you and your entire family. Made a huge impact on my family. Wish I could do more. Hope this helps. Wishing a speedy recovery for Sister HLC. Brandon, you don't ever got to worry about donating. It's good to see you in here, man. I know you're a busy guy. Hey, I wish you all the best, my guy. Even if they have nukes. That's fair. So this is the thing. I feel like Iran has nuclear capability. They've said they do. They can't make them fly. That's the same problem North Korea has. North Korea's had nukes for a long time. They just can't make them fly worth a shit. Like they say they're no dong or whatever, their Hwasong version, fucking pick a number. They're like, we can take, all the way to the United States. I'm not convinced. I'm not like, they will be weighed, measured, and found wanting. That's fair. The B stands for big boom. Don't touch the boats. I'm waiting for somebody to touch the boats. It's going to get... the spark fart. There you go. Okay. Scientist got his hands on some Panzer chocolate. I love the story behind the Panzer chocolate. I love every bit of that. If you guys are unfamiliar with what Panzer chocolate was, it was German chocolate that was inlaid with methamphetamine. Amphetamine. Fucking not street version of meth is what it was inlaid with. And they were giving it to their tankers so that they could keep going. It was a boost to energy, and they were literally feeding them that. Oh man, habitual line sniffer have the best ideas. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. Has a maneuver kill to his name. No shit, I did not know that. Do we need to send buff after who? Trust me, I'm trying to remain. Honestly, talking to you guys has been really, really good. It's been pretty good for my mental health. I really enjoy like the jokes you guys say and the back and forth. I enjoy it a lot. So I really thank you a lot. Right now we're waiting on word to see if the vehicle that she hit even stopped. And if it didn't, and they don't know who it was, I will absolutely be asking for people's help. But I don't want to jump to conclusion. I like to think that there's good in this world, and she struck a vehicle, the person realized that they were wrong, they stopped, and they rendered aid, but she doesn't remember any of it, so we don't know. Folks want to give HLC nightmares, send in pictures of growlers. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Somebody in my comment section, I was talking, shit to somebody in Twitter. Twitter, I just shit post. Don't take anything I say there seriously, guys. I just shit post. And some guy said something, and somebody posted a picture. They're like, this growler would like to have a conversation. And I was like, a chill ran down my fucking spine. Like, just because I know what it can do. Growlers, they're fucking terrifying to a radar guy like me. But we're at 2 hours. I need to get through these things. American A10 trying to talk Russian AK-630 M1 to be like, what? What about the A10? I'm sorry. If your sister ends up in the Navy LIMDU program, tell her to read up on the employ program. Depending on recovery time, can help her get more time. I will let her know about that. She was already LIMDU because love her to death. She fell down a ladder well on her ship and had to get surgery because she shattered her fucking ankle. Normally she's not this clumsy. I know you don't really like doing politics, but how big of a screw up has the nuclear deal between the U.S. and Iran? Was it mad, bad, good? I don't know. Like, I don't know enough about the circumstances. I mean, uranium is pretty common anywhere. I mean, Russia has a shit ton of it. So, like, even if we tell them and they say, no, they're not doing this, I don't know if Russia has not given them this stuff. Extra. Yeah, there has been a police report. We're waiting on the police report to come back. So it's going to take a couple of days. We don't know what's going on. HLC Hit Squad. I've got a free week coming up. Zach, someone's going to go back in my comment section and be like, what are we doing? North Korea, our nukes can hit the U.S., Florida. We'll just tell them meth heads it's full of copper. It'll be gone somewhere in the Pacific. God bless meth heads. They're real good for, okay, last little story and then I got to get off here. Hope your sister has a full and successful recovery. I lucked out twice myself. It's very hard to get back as usual. Yeah, she's struggling. Growler has ended the chat, or has it? I hope it hasn't. But no, so, oh my God, what was I talking about? Oh, sorry. I was in basic training, 2009. And we were doing push-ups. We were getting smoked by the drill sergeant, whatever. And some kid who was like a PT stud was like, drill sergeant, you can't smoke a rock. And it was at that moment that I realized I grew up very different than a lot of my peers in the United States Army. Because I assure you, you can go to Commerce City, Colorado, where I'm from, and you can find a gentleman of many different complexions. It's not just white dudes, black dudes, whoever, who are 6'3", 85 pounds with no teeth, who can, in fact, show you how to smoke a rock. That's just when I realized that I grew up very different than a lot of my peers. Watching your shit posting on Twitter, I can't help but think your missiletism is being overtaken by a commutism. Fat electrician is surely proud. I try, man. God, the Twitter's a cesspool. But hey, that's my 2 hours, guys. I try and be here every single Friday night for 2 hours to do my stream. Thank you all so much for being here. I really enjoy you guys. I thank you so much for talking. Thank you for all the well wishes and support of my little sister. I will make sure she gets all that stuff. Without further ado, you all do not give in to the 22 a day. Every single one of you are amazing, and I will see you guys here next time. Later. Go and unsubscribe. I've been on there a couple times. I'm going again soon.